live. Are we? I think we are live. I'll just double check that on my phone. Just double check the audio working fine. At the moment, yeah, it looks like fine, but it looks like I'm looking down at my phone. Just check the audio working. Yes, we are live, and I can actually hear myself on there, which isn't always a good thing to hear. But anyway, today is my second of these movie live streams. Now I'm gonna do it a bit different than I did doing it last week. Last week it was my first time doing it, and yet again I don't know if all the streaming software is gonna work today. So apologies if something goes off, if the camera goes off, or if the streaming software stops for any reason. I apologize. It's only my second time doing this. But the thing is, last week I tried to fit in quite a lot in one 45-minute thing. And today I'm going to do about 20 minutes to half an hour for a couple of reasons. So I'm going to do about two topics, which last about 10 minutes each to me talking about. And at the same time, though, I'm also going to just... At the same time, though, my laptop doesn't actually have that much charge, so it's better for me if I just do it for 20 minutes and half an hour, and also I can get more speech, and then I'll cut these videos to more them in half, and so people can look at them as just separate videos if they wanted some more as well. But anyway, today, I'm going to make this live stream a bit shorter. Then I'm going to make it 20 minutes to half an hour. Probably not even half an hour, yeah, probably just about 20 minutes long, because I do have things to talk about, but at the same time, though, not loads to talk about today. But that does lead me on to what this live stream's all about. I haven't actually said that yet. Well, this live stream is all about things I want to talk about in the week, which aren't film reviews, just things that are, TV or film related, which I want to talk about in the week. So maybe if a trailer's been released, or say if, I don't know, a new trailer for next week's release for Godzilla v Kong, I'll probably talk about it. But then say, somebody's been casted in a new Star Wars movie, and we like the actor, then maybe I'll talk about that. Or maybe I'll talk about the fact that maybe a new Star Wars or a new Marvel movie has been announced, and maybe if I want to talk about it, maybe I will, and things like that. That's what I want to talk about in the week. So none of these live streams are ever going to be film reviews, because that's what I do in the week. I mean, I watch a lot of films, and I like to talk about the films I watch. So that's what I'll be doing in the week, and I've got a lot of film reviews lined up. By the way, a lot of film reviews lined up for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, in the week I want to do film reviews, and on Wednesday, probably once a week on Wednesday, I want to do these half an hour live streams where I talk about topics going on right now in terms of film and TV. So today I'm talking about two topics which are happening this week. Yeah, they're both coming around Thursday, Friday this week, and those two topics are Zack Snyder's Justice League and Falcon Winter Soldier. And these are both, superhero TV. One's a superhero TV show, one's a superhero film. But if you want me to talk about something else in particular next week, if you want me to talk about a certain topic in particular next week, maybe it's something to do with Bond, maybe it's something to do with Star Wars, maybe something to do with anything in particular, just please put in the live chat, in the comment section, in the live chat, and let me know what you want me to talk about next week. Maybe you want me to talk about something completely different that is just not, I don't know, not anything related to do with Marvel or DC, or maybe you want me to talk about something in, movies in general. Please do put in the live chat below and let me know. Oh, live chat, what is it below for you? It's there for me. So I don't know if it's below for you, isn't it? So below, if you want me to just put in the live chat below and let me know what you want to talk about next week, or if you want a question asked, or if you want a question answered, more like question asked. I'm not going to ask a question to you guys because I'll never get an answer. But no, the thing is though, if you want a question answered in this live stream today, please you put in the live chat and ask the question. I could be any question about anything. I mean, obviously I prefer if it's film or TV related. I don't really like to talk about COVID and stuff, but if you want me to put it, just put in a chat about just put in a question about anything, and I will hopefully answer it the best I can. I'm just gonna open a curtain, see what the light is like. Oh no, I think it's gonna ruin it. Ignore that. Anyway, basically, today, like I said, it's only about half an hour long. I'm not going to do it as long as last week. Probably not even half an hour, probably about 20 minutes long. And today, I'm going to talk about two movie topics, which are coming up later on this week. Which I'm anticipating. I wouldn't say I'm excited for them, but I'm anticipating what they're going to be like. I'm quite excited for one of the things I'm talking about today, but one of the things I am not too excited about. But the first topic I'm going to talk about today is my anticipation and excitement for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, basically, if people don't really know what Zack Snyder's Justice, and that's the first. So people don't really know, and that's the first topic that I'll be talking about today. So, without further ado, let's get into my first topic today, which is me talking about my excitement and anticipation for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, without further ado, let's get into my anticipation and excitement for this film. So, if anyone doesn't really know what Zack Snyder's Justice League is, essentially, a couple of years back, we had the 2017 Justice League. And basically, Zack Snyder was the director in that film, but he said he had to leave that film because of family tragedy. So, somebody else took over. Joss Whedon took over. You don't know who Joss Whedon is. He directed the Avengers Assemble in 2012, and he also directed Avengers Age of Ultron in 2015. And he ended up taking over Justice League in 2016 to do reshoots for that film when it came out in 2017. And basically, long story short, the reshoots did not end up well because Justice League turned out, and pardon my friends, but shit. Justice League is shit, the 2017 Justice League. It is terrible. It's all over the place. It's messy. The jokes fall completely flat. It's badly directed. The CGI is bad. And it's not even that fun to watch. And so I don't blame people for wanting to see Zack Snyder's vision of the Justice League. Because that's what this whole thing is about. Like, this whole thing, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. That's what this thing is all about. Because people want to see Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. To be fair, I do. Because the thing is about Zack Snyder, he directed Man of Steel. He directed, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. And whether you like those films or not, personally, I don't mind Man of Steel. I think it's fine. I think there's some good parts of Man of Steel, particularly the musical score by Hans Zimmer, which is absolutely fantastic for that film. And at the same time, though, I don't hate Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. I mean, I don't think it's good. Don't get me wrong there. But I also don't think it's terrible. I think it's, again, just fine, but I'm leaning towards the bad side of that. There's a lot of slow parts of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, which don't really work for me. At the same time, though, if thing with Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, they take so long to get to the fight between Batman and Superman, and then yet the film's called Batman and Superman, and they just team up in the end. It's just be like, oh, okay. That was all for nothing then. And there are some interesting parts about Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, in my opinion. Like the whole thing with, spoiler, if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the whole thing with Superman dying in the end, that was really interesting, in my opinion. And at the same time, I really like Amy Adams as Lois Lane in those films. I also like Ben Affleck as Batman. I really like Henry Cavill as Superman as well. I even like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's like one of the best performances I've ever seen in movie history or even in comic book films, but the thing is, I didn't mind him in that film. A lot of people went against Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but actually, I kind of liked him, I must admit. But I've gone off topic there. I'll talk about Batman v Superman and Dawn of Justice. I'll talk about that in a separate video, probably. But no, what I want to talk about is the fact that in not Batman v Superman, in Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, there's a story going on there, and those two films are both directed by Zack Snyder. And the thing is, though, people thought they were going to get to the completion of this story, which was started in Man of Steel, continued in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, in Justice League, because Zack Snyder was going to direct that film. But unfortunately, though, Zack Snyder had to drop out for family reasons. Basically, I'm not gonna go into it because it is quite tragic what happened to his family. But from what I've guessed, I think his daughter committed suicide, which is quite sad, and I understand why he left the project. But the thing is, though, I don't blame people for wanting to see a Snyder Cut, and that's what we're finally gonna get this weekend. You know what? I am actually quite excited for it because the thing is, superhero movies and comic book movies in general just don't really do it for me. I mean, I've seen quite a few of them now, which I actually really enjoy. I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. I really like, I mean, Marvel-wise, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. I really like Ant-Man. I find Ant-Man quite enjoyable. I also find the Spider-Man films quite enjoyable as well. I really like Spider-Man Homecoming, by the way. But at the same time, though, funny thing is, I actually prefer the DC films over the Marvel films. Like, I don't have any connection to DC comics or anything. I didn't go reading the Batman comics or the Superman comics or the Aquaman comics or so on and so on and so on. I don't really have any connection to the DC universe. Yes, I've seen Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, but I don't really consider them superhero films, I must admit. I consider them big crime capers, which are really interesting to watch, in my opinion. But the thing is, though, the thing is with the DC universe, I kind of prefer it because the thing is with the DC films, whether you like them or not, you can clearly tell that they're all done by different directors and they're all kind of enjoyable at the same time to their own degree. Obviously, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice is quite a serious film, and that's one of the things I didn't really like about it. But the thing is about Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the thing is, yes, they might not be good films, but you can clearly tell they're directed by Zack Snyder. They have that Zack Snyder feel to them, and whether it's the darkness in terms of lighting, or whether it's the darkness in terms of themes, or whether the way it's shot. I really like that it's got that feel to them. But at the same time, though, if you look at something like Birds of Prey, you can clearly tell it's a film directed by Kathy Yarn. If you look at something, and then you can clearly tell that Birds of Prey is, and you can clearly tell Shazam is directed by, and you can clearly tell Shazam is directed by different. And at the same time, I can't speak today. And at the same time, you can clearly tell that Shazam is directed by someone who someone different who directed Birds of Prey. Like Shazam is directed by David F. Sonnenberg, and you can clearly tell that he's not the same person who directed Birds of Prey. And that's one of the things I actually like about the DC. That's one of the things I actually like about the DC universe. I'm going to talk about this again a bit next week. That's probably what's going to be my topic in next week. But the thing is, though, I prefer the DC universe because it has that distinctive direction, in my opinion. And I never really feel that with the Marvel films. I always feel Marvel films are quite generic. So to be honest, when a DC film comes out, I get quite excited. I mean, I I really enjoyed Aquaman. I think that was a really enjoyable film. I mean, it was unbelievably stupid. Don't be wrong. It was unbelievably stupid, Aquaman. But I quite enjoyed it, I must admit. And at the same time, though, I really enjoyed Shazam. I had kind of that Ferris Bueller, Breakfast Club, like that 70s, 80s comedy feel to it, which I really liked to it. And at the same time, though, yeah, it was a bit stupid and yeah, it was a bit silly. But to be honest, I enjoyed Shazam for the most part. And at the same time, though, I enjoyed Birds of Prey. I mean, obviously, it's a very messy film, but I enjoyed that film for the most part as well. Pardon me, but I enjoy the DC films for the most part. I mean, like I said, I don't like Suicide Squad. I don't like 2016 Suicide Squad. It's terrible in my opinion. Pardon me again. Sorry, I had a drink of water before. But anyway, I don't like Suicide Squad. I don't like Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and I think Man of Steel is just fine. But the reason I'm so excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League is because there were things in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice which made me excited for a Justice League movie. There's a whole introduction to the Justice. There's a whole introduction to the Justice League in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Like you see all the that's Aquaman, oh that's Wonder Woman, oh I mean Wonder Woman's actually in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but there's a whole little hint of the actual Wonder Woman story. But saying that, by the way, I really like 2017 Wonder Woman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 1984. I played well at one stage, played later in the months when the cinemas open again and when I see it in the cinemas because I don't really want to see it on the TV, that film. But I will probably get around to watching that at some point. But I haven't seen Wonder Woman 1984 yet. But anyway, go back to the thing of the topic. You get a little instructions to Flash in that film, a little instructions to Cyborg and things like that. And that's what I really liked about that. There's a whole little section in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, which yes was just a trailer for Justice League, but you know what? It was kind of a good one in my opinion. I kind of liked that. And at the same time, you had some little hints of what was really going on. Like you had this whole thing to do. What was the thing? There's this whole thing to do with the nightmare sequence where Batman's in this like sand place, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And they never really followed that up in the 2017 Justice League that was released. The Joss Whedon Justice League, as everyone calls it. So or the Justice League. That's what some people call it. I've seen that online. The thing is though, why I'm excited with Zack Snyder's Justice League is because it's going to follow on from that vision. We've already seen in the trailer that whole sand stuff we've seen in Batman v Superman is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to explain that all, and I'm really, really excited to see what it's going to do there. And at the same time, though, I'm also really excited to see some more characters return, which I didn't think would return in the DCEU. Like, I thought these characters were going to be done with. Like Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg's like Luthor. We already know he's going to come back. We haven't actually seen Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke yet. We're going to see him in the film. At the same time that we haven't actually seen at the same time that we have seen Jared Leto's Joker, but barely in Suicide Squad. So I'm kind of excited to see Jared Leto's Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, I heard he's not that good in it, but from some early reactions. But I'm still excited to see it, I'm not going to lie. And at the same time, I'm excited to see Superman in his black suit and everything. We haven't really seen that. And we got it teased in one of the Justice League trailers. And one of the Justice League images as well. One of the official Justice League images was released back in 2016 when, all the marketing was being done for the first couple of Justice League. But then now, we're finally going to get it. We've seen it in the trailer and everything. And I'm just really excited to see Zack Snyder's vision of this DC universe come together. Because in the end, I'm interested in the story that's going on. And yes, I wasn't the biggest fan of Man of Steel or Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but the thing is, like I said, the parts of those films which I like. I'm excited to see what the story goes in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm excited to see what Zack Snyder actually does with that film. In the end, his vision, it's what he wants, what's going to happen from that film, and I'm really excited to see what happens with it. And at the same time, though, I'm excited to see what his vision is going to be like. I'm excited to see a 4-hour film of Justice League, and Darkseid's going to be in it. I mean, Darkseid, yes, he does look like a darker Thanos. The thing is, though, I think people should remember this film was actually going to come out before Thanos was actually in Avengers Infinity War. If Zack Snyder actually committed to his vision and he didn't have to leave the project, sadly, then, this film would have actually come out before Avengers Infinity War and before Avengers Endgame. So all the people say, oh, Darkseid's just, Thanos, but a bit darker. Well, Darkseid was actually going to be in the cinema. He's actually going to be in the Justice League cut a couple of years back, but sadly Darkseid had to leave. So now there's a lot of people going, oh, they're just copying Avengers Infinity War. No, they're not. They're not copying Avengers Infinity War. I can say that now. And at the same time, though, I'm really excited to see it. It might turn out rubbish, and that's fine if it is. I'm not going to be bothered if it does, but I'm really excited to see it. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm excited to see someone else's cut of this film, which was such an abomination when it came out in 2017. Honestly, the 2017 one is just rubbish. It's got some small good parts about it, I will admit that, but honestly, I just didn't like the 2017 one. I was really wanting to be money, really bad comic lines and that from what comedy lines and that from, which just didn't work at all. I've also got some notes down here to see if I miss out anything there. It's the whole thing we're committed to a vision. That's what get me really interested in the film as a whole. that, Zack Snyder had that vision, which he had in Man of Steel, and then he continued into Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I'm finally going to see that vision play out in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's what I'm so excited about. And also, I had a bit of looking on the initial reaction for the film. I got quite excited, actually, because there's some really good initial reactions and some early reviews for this film. So if you give me a sec, I'm going to get them up on the computer. Ignore that. But I'm getting really excited for this film, I must admit. The more I hear about it, the more I really want to see it, actually. I'm not going to lie. And by the way, I won't get around to reviewing it until Sunday, because I'll probably see it Friday night, and then it takes me a couple of days to actually get the review up. And also, I have a different review planned for Friday, entirely different. Anyway, that's my next Bond review. But anyway, going back to the subject at hand. So, hopefully, that's going to look a bit weird there, but don't you worry in a sec. Yes, so hopefully you guys will have the screen up right now. It shows the early reactions from Batman v Superman. That was ages ago. Early reaction from Zack Snyder's Justice League. So thoughts on the Justice League Snyder Cut. Definitely makes more sense. I'm not going to read that. I can't read that because it cuts off some of the words. But anyway, let's go to Kirsten Harloff. 1 hour into Justice League Snyder Cut, and it's already 1,000 times better than the disaster in 2017. That's good. I don't like the 2017 one at all. I remember seeing it in the cinema just thinking, this is awful. And anyway, there is an actual story and a real vision. Review tomorrow. I have actually looked at that guy's review. He gives a really good review of it. I actually quite like it. I've watched him. Anyway, Jeff D. Brackett's comments. I saw Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's long, but also far better than the original. Fans and those clamoring for the Snyder Cut are going to love it. Also, happy for Zack Snyder. You can tell he got to make exactly what he wanted to make. I'll say more another time. I'm pretty sure I did say another bit here. The discourse around this movie is also going to be quite something. Some people despise it, but I also know Snyder didn't make this to win people over. Yeah, I think that's important to remember in the end, that this is not, I don't think people who didn't like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and Man of Steel are going to like this film. If you didn't like those two films, that's fine. Everyone's got their own opinion. Some people's opinions are wrong, but everyone's got their own opinion in the film. I mean, like I said, I'm not really the biggest fan of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but I don't really like the film more because of the story. I actually don't mind the style of the film. I kind of like that it's dark. Actually, that's one of the things that kind of works in his favour. But with Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you haven't liked Man of Steel and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, don't expect to like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I must admit that. But anyway, I'm going to go to Grace Rudolph. Here's another YouTuber. I actually quite like Grace Rudolph. She's just some good videos. The Snyder Cut is a masterclass in what a difference a filmmaker makes. Oh, Joss Whedon did do a hack job on Zack Snyder's vision, and it's heartbreaking and fascinating to see. The film is a true Justice League story, and Snyder's the best film to date. I don't really know much Zack Snyder films. I can't remember much at the top of my head. I mean, like I said, the only two I've seen is really Man of Steel and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So again, I'm excited to see what you've done. I mean, I know he's got some Netflix film coming out later this year, by the way. Was Army of the Dead. But anyway, go back on to the initial comments here. The Snyder Cut is loaded with scenes people haven't seen and are going to love. It is such a better movie than the theatrical cut of Justice League. Night and day difference. Saying that have no idea how the version could have been ever released in theaters. Perfect for HBO Max. Oh, that's interesting. I would have actually minded to see a horror film in cinema. I mean, obviously, I'll probably have to go to the loo at one stage, but that doesn't really bother me, actually. Zack Snyder's Justice League, I enjoy thoroughly. It's both very different and eerily similar to the original film, with almost all the changes and additions, improving the characters and story, better motivations, bigger stakes. It's bloated but superior and worth the wait. Again, that's getting me excited. Enjoyed the Snyder Cut immensely. I want to go to this one more. It is from Courtney Howard. Enjoyed the Snyder Cut immensely. It provides a lot more clarity and cohesion to these beloved heroes and their struggle, rooting the action in 10-6. Restoring the Black Stories does a world of good to everyone, but especially Ray Fisher. And yeah, that actually just leads me on to another point to do with this film. And that is, I'm going to go back here. That is that Ray Fisher had this whole thing with Justice League, and he apparently had abusive relationships on the when he was doing the Joss Whedon stuff, and apparently Joss Whedon was actually quite abusive to him. There's actually a report at one stage that Joss Whedon wanted to make his skin lighter in the edit, which is kind of very dark when you think about it, and quite racist as well. But I'm happy that, Ray Fisher's going to have his story told in this Justice League. I'm really excited to see that. We didn't have really much of Cyborg in the first one as well. I'm really excited to see where the Cyborg story goes in this film. And so, I think all in all, you get the point. I'm really excited for this film, and I'm getting more excited, more good things I hear about. Like, I've heard some people who don't like it, but I've got a feeling those people just didn't really like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. I mean, if you didn't like those films, why are you expecting any more from this film? Honestly, I think it's going to be the same vision. And to be honest, I'm really excited to see it. Hopefully, those things that I liked about those two films, liked about Man of Steel, liked about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, hopefully those things that I liked about those films continue into this film, and hopefully I enjoy it. I mean, who's to say it? Maybe I'll come out on Friday night and watch it. Pardon me. I might come out of it on Friday night when I watch it. I actually might not really like it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I've got some really good initial reactions. I've heard some people even call it a masterpiece online. Pardon me again, I had a little food before I did this live stream, but pardon me again. But anyway, I've heard some really good things about it online, so it's like a masterpiece and everything, but I will judge it when I see it on Friday night. And until then, you have to wait for my review of this film on Sunday. But what I will say is, I'm very excited to see this film. I'm very, very, very excited to see this film. It's going to make sure the live stream is going off fine. Hopefully it is. Oh yes, so let's move on to topic number 2. And so that was topic number 1, my excitement for Zack Synder's Justice League. My topic number 2 isn't even really excitement, but more my anticipation for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I'm not going to go into this as much as I went into Zack Synder's Justice League, because honestly, I don't have loads to say about this film. Well, loads to say about the show. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I'm excited to see what Marvel's going to do with it in the end, because as much as WandaVision did disappoint me in the end, ultimately, I liked that show for the most part. I'll actually say that I didn't. I take that back. There was a lot of problems with WandaVision, but I like the idea that they're going for this. A story which slowly unravels over time. I don't think Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be. I don't think Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be like that. I think it's going to be a story which is pretty much head on, probably quite simple to understand and everything. But I'm hoping I like it. I'm hoping it's one of the Marvel projects I actually kind of like. I mean, I will always, I've talked about it before, I will always give a Marvel project a go, and I am going to give Falcon Winter Soldier a go. I'm actually quite intrigued to see where this story goes. I saw the final trailer for this show about a couple of days ago now, and it looked better than the other trailers I've seen. It looked like a proper spy thriller thing, which is kind of interesting to watch. And I expect it'll be quite like, Captain America the Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, although I don't know, I haven't seen the show yet. I'm quite excited to see it. I'm not excited to see it, I'm quite intrigued to see it on Friday, and I haven't seen the show yet. I bet it'll be quite similar to more Captain America the Winter Soldier, quite like a spy thriller, kind of like an espionage thing. Things start to unfold as the series progresses, and it's going to be only 6 episodes as well, which gets me excited. Like, WandaVision was 9 episodes, and I talked about it in my WandaVision review, but WandaVision did not need to be 9 episodes. It could have been, 6, 7, 8 at the most, and would have been the exact same show, and probably would have been better and more effective in my opinion. There's a lot of filler in WandaVision, but one thing I'm actually quite excited about in the show, it's only 6 episodes long. It's going to be 6 weeks, and I've heard it's going to be like, 45 to 55 minutes an episode as well, so I bet it'll feel the story it needs to be. It'll feel the length it needs to be. I bet it'll feel, there needs to be 6 episodes. I'm quite excited to see that, I'm not going to lie. And at the same time, though, I'm hoping for some depth for the characters. Like, again, I've seen in the final trailer that, Falcon, I almost forgot his name. The show called Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I almost forgot his name, but, Falcon, I've heard he's always a bit sad that Captain America's died. By the way, Captain America's not dead. It's already confirmed that Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU in some sort of way. And so, in the end, it's a Marvel fake death universe. But I'm not going to get into that. There's no character ever dies in the Marvel universe, except from Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. But I still think he's going to come back, Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. And, I don't think Iron Man's dead either. And Black Widow's getting her own film in a couple of months' time. And if you seriously think that's going to be the only Black Widow movie, I think you're wrong there. But anyway, that's gone off topic. Back to Falcon Winter Soldier. It's going to be interesting to see the depth to these characters, because in the end, we haven't really seen much depth to the Winter Soldier and Falcon. I mean, we saw obviously all the Winter Soldier stuff in the previous Marvel movies which he was in, Falcon Winter Soldier, not Falcon Winter Soldier, we haven't had that yet. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Captain America Civil War. We've seen some, depth to Winter Soldier there, but not really much character to him. We've kind of put the same character in all the movies he's been in. I mean, that's fine. He hasn't really had that much screen time to come to think about it. But the thing is, though, I am intrigued to see what they're going to do with the Falcon. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with the Winter Soldier's story. And at the same time, I know what it's Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter's daughter, who we previously saw in the Winter Soldier and in Civil War, is actually going to be in this show. And I'm kind of hoping, by the way, that he doesn't have a relationship with the Winter Soldier, because that'd be a bit weird. Because if you remember the last scene, Sharon Stone's an actor. And the last scene Sharon Carter was in the MCU was in the Civil War, where she kissed Captain America. So it'd be a bit weird, by the way, if she got the Winter Soldier. But hey, that's just me. I don't think she will, but you never know. At the same time, though, I'm looking for more of an intrigue into Falcon, because in the end, we haven't had much of Falcon's story told in the MCU, and I'm really excited to see where that might go. I'm intrigued, actually. I wouldn't say I'm excited, I'm intrigued. One second, it's going to be my leg here. I'm intrigued to see where this story might go with Falcon, because in the end, I think Anthony Mackie can act, and I haven't really liked him in the MCU movie so far, but, he can always surprise me. I'm always happy when someone surprises me in a show, or something, about an actor, or as a director, so I'm really interested I am really interested to see where Falcon's story goes. Hopefully it'll be interesting, and hopefully we get some depth to those characters. And one of the things that I'm really interested in, and really, actually, the thing that I'm probably most excited for with Falcon Winter Soldier, is the fact that Daniel Brühl's returning as Zemo. Now, if you don't know who Daniel Brühl is, he played the villain in Captain America Civil War. That's one of the parts I really liked about that film. I mean, Captain America Civil War, I think, is quite a pointless film when nothing much happens, if I must admit, because there's nothing really anything at all. In the end, all the Avengers become mates again in Avengers Endgame to save the world. So, in the end, in my opinion, Captain America Civil War is quite a pointless film. But hey, that's just my opinion. But one thing I actually did quite like about the film was Daniel Brühl as Zemo, as the villain in that film, and he's going to be back in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I don't think he's going to be playing the main villain. I think he'll play the villain at the start of the series, but I think halfway through the series, another villain will be revealed, and I'll be interested to see who that different villain is. But I'm excited to see that Daniel Brühl is coming back as a Zemo. That's actually one of the things that quite excited me. I heard the cast, I was like, ooh, Daniel Brühl's returning as Zemo. That's actually really exciting me. Pardon me again. That's actually really exciting that he's returning. At the same time, though, gonna look at some other notes that I made. I think I've pretty much talked about everything I was gonna talk about. But at the same time, though, yes, I am a bit critical of Marvel shows. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I mean, I do like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. I do like Iron Man. I like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man's quite enjoyable. And at the same time, though, I really like the Spider-Man. I quite enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home, but I really like Spider-Man Homecoming. But even so, I'm a bit critical of some of the other Marvel movies. I'm not always the biggest fan of them. I'm always excited to see when a new one comes out, and I will always give it a go. I'm going to go into it with an open mind, and hopefully it surprises me. Hopefully it's going to be a big surprise, and hopefully I sit there and focus on Winter Soldier whenever it comes out in a couple of days' time, and hopefully I really enjoy it. I mean, I might not, and that's fine, but hopefully I sit there and I really enjoy it. And let's look at some early reactions from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it only came out yesterday. I went a bit American there. Falcon, Winter Soldier. But let's look at some early reactions. So, like the Illuminati, they're flipping. Look at that. It's like the Matrix or something. But anyway, that's me live stream. Anyway, so this we are some early reactions. This is from Steve Winterbow. He actually He was actually one of the people I read with the initial comments off from Zack Synder's Justice League as well. But anyway, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The first episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is loaded with action that you expect to see in an MCU movie. But for me, the best part stuff, the best stuff were the quiet scenes and that show Bucky dealing with his past and Falcon trying to figure out his post-blip life. Big thumbs up. Okay, that's exciting. Okay, it's not really say it's exciting, but it's intriguing. At the same time, but the MCU movie action doesn't really interest me, I must admit. Anyway, watch the first episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a lot of fun. It didn't grab me nearly as much as WandaVision, episode 1, and felt much more like standard Marvel movie fare. Not in a bad way. The quiet character moments were my favourite of the episode. Okay, let's continue on to Eric Goldman. We liked the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It took a bit to totally grab me, but it does go. But as it goes on, you see where they're going as far as getting too deep in the who's those guys. I can't speak today. Getting to dig deep on who these guys are in a way we hadn't seen before. They're quickly in some Bucky stuff that is really powerful. Ooh. First episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier feels like a Marvel movie in a big way. A lot more than WandaVision. Not. The opening action screen feels like a huge MCU action sequence and not a TV fight, so I feel like it has significant MCU consequences. And I'm going to read one more comment. So, first episode of Disney Plus and Marvel Studios, the WandaVision, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And as a huge fan of 2014's Captain America, the Winter Soldier, I'm happy to report that this is return to grounded, more human glimpse into the MCU. Anthony Mackie gets to explore Sam's place in a very divided world. I can't speak today. In a very divided world. But anyway, that excites me. That excites me that it's going to be like that. I haven't tasted the screen like, ooh. But it excites me that it's going to be like that. It's going to be something different. We're going to have a bit more depth for these characters. Like I said, like one of them said it, as soon as you get in there, you get Bucky's powerful, interesting story. That excites me. I am going to be interested to see where this story goes. Like I said, yes, I'm going to be the biggest fan of the Marvel movies on the Marvel TV shows, but I can still get excited. I can, fingers crossed, hope they will work. And from what I've heard, it might work. I mean, at the same time, though, a lot of people have been saying, it's big MCU action in the end, and that doesn't always interest me. In the end, when you have all the action sequences, you just have superheroes flying around and fighting each other like boo, 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 bow, boo, doo, doo, bow, boo, doo. When you have that in like Marvel movies or things, it doesn't really interest me that much. And I'm hoping there's more of a story that actually makes those action sequences more significant. I'm hoping the action sequences are enjoyable. I have enjoyed myself in some action sequences in some, Marvel movies before, or just movies in general, but sometimes, though, they just don't work for me. But I'm hoping I sit there and watch, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm hoping I really enjoy it. Fingers crossed I will, but at the same time, though, I have a slight suspicion that I might not. And I'm not going to be one of those people that actively try to dislike this show. I'm honestly not. I went into WandaVision with an open mind, but the last episode of WandaVision just annoyed me. Like, you just had Agatha and Wanda going, I'm a witch, ooh. Like, that was the last episode of WandaVision for me, and I was like, I don't care. And it just went very generic Marvel in the end. And I'm hoping the Falcon and the Winter Soldier doesn't do that. I don't know, but I'm hoping the Falcon and Winter Soldier does do that. I'm hoping the Falcon and Winter Soldier doesn't do that. And I'm hoping I sit there and I'm really interested in the story more than anything. That's what I just want on the show, a good story. I was interested in the story to WandaVision initially. Unfortunately, though, it went downhill, but initially I was interested in that story. And I'm hoping the Falcon and the Winter Soldier pulls out the back. Fingers crossed they will. I'm just looking at my laptop there. It looks a bit weird. Yeah. Fingers crossed they will pull it off with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And hopefully I'll sit down Friday morning when I watch this show and watch the first episode more like, and hopefully I will really, really enjoy it. I have some doubts, I'm not going to lie, and I am more excited for Zack Synder's Justice League, but at the same time though, anything can happen. I'm excited to see where this TV show goes, and I'm hoping Marvel pull out the bag, and I'm hoping in the end it's just a really fun and really enjoyable TV show. That's what I'm hoping from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And so those were my two topics today. My two topics were my excitement and anticipation for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I'll hopefully see on Friday night. I'll be putting my review out on Sunday, hopefully, of that film. And at the same time, though, my anticipation for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Not necessarily my excitement for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but my anticipation to see what that Marvel show does in the end. In the end, yes, it's going to be different than, WandaVision, but I'm still excited to see what that show does, and hopefully it will work for me. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work for me. Anyway, guys, those are my two topics today. And if you want me to talk about any topic in particular, I've seen I've got two views right now. If you want me to talk about any topic in particular next week, please put in the live chat below and let me know what topic you want me to talk about next week. It could be anything movie or TV related. Maybe you want to talk about Star Wars, Bond, or I don't know, something DC or something Marvel. Maybe you want me to talk about a trailer that's been released. If you want me to talk about anything in particular, please do put in the live chat below, or put in the comment section below if you're watching this on playback. Or at the same time though, if you want any questions answered right now, please put in the live chat below and let me know. Please put in the live chat and ask me any question. It could be anything about anything. But if you don't have any questions, I'm going to end this live stream pretty shortly. But thank you for watching today. I actually got through quite a bit of topics, didn't I? I got through Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think I tried to get the rhythm going in there when I talked about all that. At the same time, though, I also talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Two things, though, I'm kind of intrigued to see more. I mean, I'm more excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League because at the same time, though, I hated the 2017 Justice League. So I'm really excited to see Zack Snyder's vision of Justice League, which is finally going to come out. At the same time, though, I'm also excited to see Falcon and Winter Soldier, to see what that Marvel show does. Yes, I know it's going to be different than WandaVision, and the chances are, there's more chances that I probably won't like that show, but I will give it a go, and I will go into it with an open mind. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope you have enjoyed hearing me talk about these topics. I hope you want to watch more of these in the future. If you watch this one today, or if you watch it on playback, why don't you come next week probably on Wednesday and watch my next live stream? I don't know what's going to be about yet. Probably if it's not some big movie news by next week, it'll probably be about next week will probably be about why I prefer DC movies over Marvel movies. And by the way, I got no biased opinion there. Like I didn't go reading DC comics, I didn't go reading the Marvel comics. I don't have any biased opinion there. But probably next week, adapting what my big main topic is about, unless some big movie news comes out or a big trailer comes out. Probably my big topic next week will be why I prefer DC movies over Marvel movies. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed, and if you did like this video and you are new to this channel, please do click down below and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more, both film and TVs, coming very soon on this channel later on in the week. Sometime I've got my Bond review coming very soon, probably on Friday, which is going to be Tomorrow Never Dies, which is a sequel to GoldenEye, and you get to see my feeling on that film. But until then, go and check out other videos on my channel, and hopefully you enjoy my live stream today, and look forward to many more, both film and TVs, coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, and thank you for watching. See you guys again soon, but bye for now. Bye.